Right now, in this very moment, you hold the power to transform your life. You are the architect of your reality, and today we're diving into how to tap into that immense potential within you. It all begins with two simple yet profound principles: relax and trust. Think about it. How often do we rush through our days, overwhelmed by stress, consumed by worries about what might happen? We live on edge, trying to micromanage every detail. But what if I told you the real key to achieving everything you desire lies in letting go? Yes, the secret to manifesting your dreams isn't struggle, it's surrender. It's about relaxing and trusting. It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But simplicity often holds the deepest truths. When you relax, you open yourself to infinite possibilities. Your mind clears, your body calms, and suddenly, space emerges for miracles to unfold. And when you trust, you align yourself with life's natural rhythm. You stop fighting the current and start flowing with it. Now, here's where things get truly exciting. When you combine relaxation and trust with expectation, magic happens. Not in some distant future, but today. So many of us have been conditioned to believe that change takes time, that we must endure hardship, struggle, and sacrifice before we can achieve our goals. But what if I told you that's not true? What if I said you could expect miracles to manifest the same day you set your intention? It might sound far-fetched, but I've seen it happen countless times. People heal from chronic illnesses, land their dream jobs, find soulmates, all within days or even hours. And it always starts with one decision: to relax, trust, and expect greatness. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Joe, I've tried positive thinking before. I've visualized my desires and nothing changed. I hear you, I really do. But here's the thing. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts or visualizing outcomes. It's about feeling them. It's about embodying the reality you desire right now in this moment. When you truly relax and trust, you enter a state of being where anything becomes possible. Your body releases tension, your mind sharpens, and you connect to a field of infinite potential. In this state, you're no longer separate from your desires, you become one with them. And here's where expectation plays its role. Expectation isn't about hoping or wishing, it's about knowing. It's living as though your desires are already fulfilled. When you adopt this mindset, the universe responds. The universe doesn't distinguish between what exists in your outer world and what thrives in your inner world. When you generate the feeling of having what you want before it physically arrives, you step into the realm of creation. This is where true manifestation begins. So, how do we practice this? How do we relax, trust, and expect miracles today? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts and emotions throughout the day. Notice when you're caught in cycles of stress or worry, and then consciously choose to shift. Take a deep breath, feel your body soften, and ask yourself, what would I think if I truly believed everything was working out perfectly for me? How would I feel if I knew my desires were already on their way? This is where meditation comes in. Meditation creates space between your thoughts, pulling you out of mental chatter and into a realm of possibility. In this stillness, you can reprogram your subconscious mind. Most of our behaviors and thought patterns stem from subconscious programming shaped by past experiences, beliefs, and environments. But during meditation, you can access and rewrite these programs. Visualize your desired reality, but remember, it's not enough to see it in your mind's eye. You must feel it with every fiber of your being. What would perfect health feel like? Financial abundance, a loving relationship. As you sit in meditation, allow these feelings to wash over you, filling you completely. By doing so, you're rewiring your brain, creating new neural pathways that support your envisioned reality. But here's the catch. This isn't a one-time practice. To truly transform, it needs to become a daily ritual, just as essential as brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. Each day, dedicate time to relax, trust, and expect greatness. And as you do, pay attention to the signs around you. The universe is always communicating, guiding you toward your highest good. Yet so often, we're too preoccupied, too stressed to notice. When you relax and trust, you become attuned to these signals. You start recognizing synchronicities, those moments that seem too perfect to be random. Someone calls you just as you're thinking of them, or you repeatedly encounter the same number everywhere you go. These are affirmations from the universe, confirming it has heard your intentions and is working to bring them to fruition. Gratitude amplifies this process. When you're grateful for what you already have, you signal to the universe that you're ready for more. Make gratitude a cornerstone of your daily routine. Every morning before rising, reflect on 3 things you're thankful for. Feel the gratitude in your body, let it radiate through you, and carry that energy throughout your day. But Joe, you may ask, what about action? Don't we need to do something to make our dreams come true? Absolutely, action matters, but not the kind driven by force or desperation. When you're relaxed, trusting, and expecting great things, inspired actions naturally arise. You'll feel guided to take specific steps, meet certain people, or seize unexpected opportunities. This is what I call inspired action. It flows effortlessly, feels playful, and aligns with your intuition. When you act from this place, miracles begin to unfold. Let's talk about expectation again, because this is where many people stumble. They say they want something, but deep down, doubt whispers otherwise. Fear creeps in, planting seeds of limitation. True expectation transcends doubt. It's knowing in your bones that the universe will deliver. Here's the paradox. The key to powerful expectation is detachment. When we cling to specific outcomes, we often operate from a place of lack. We declare, I need this to happen or else I won't be happy. That energy of need repels what we seek. Instead, detach from the outcome. Say, I'd love for this to happen, but I trust whatever unfolds serves my highest good. This openness invites even greater blessings than you imagined. Expectation also challenges us to live in the end result. Too often, we postpone happiness, telling ourselves, I'll be joyful when, but joy isn't contingent on external circumstances. You can feel successful before earning your first million, loved before meeting your soulmate, healthy before symptoms disappear. When you embody these feelings now, you magnetize experiences that match them. This is what it means to live in the end result, to step into the version of yourself who already possesses everything you desire. How does that version think? How do they carry themselves? Speak. Begin acting as that person today. Don't wait for external changes. Be the change you wish to see. If this feels daunting, start small. Dedicate 5 minutes each day to close your eyes and imagine living your ideal life. Feel the associated emotions deeply, and then carry those feelings into your waking hours. Over time, subtle shifts will occur. You'll feel calmer, handle stress better, and notice more joy sprinkled throughout your days. As you persist, bigger transformations emerge. Opportunities present themselves, people gravitate toward your energy, and challenges that once shook you barely register. Before long, you'll realize your life has transformed not through struggle, but through relaxation, trust, and expectation. Some worry that focusing on personal desires seems selfish. They fear prioritizing their own growth somehow diminishes others. But the opposite is true. When you elevate your vibration, you raise everyone around you. Your joy, success, and abundance don't detract from anyone else's, they inspire others to reach higher. Consider how you feel around someone who radiates confidence and fulfillment. Doesn't it spark a belief that more is possible for you too? That's the ripple effect of raising your vibration. So shine brightly. The world needs your brilliance. Fear often blocks our path to relaxation and trust, fear of failure, success, or the unknown. But fear is merely a projection of the mind, rooted in past conditioning or imagined futures. Just as you can choose thoughts of scarcity or abundance, you can decide whether to believe your fears. When fear arises, and it will acknowledge it, thank it for trying to protect you, and then pivot toward trust. Remind yourself, no matter what happens, you possess the strength to navigate it. Every time you choose trust over fear, you rewire your brain, forging new neural pathways that support an empowered reality. Speaking of the brain, let's touch on neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new connections throughout life. This means your thoughts, feelings, and actions literally reshape your brain. Consistent practices of relaxation, trust, and positive expectation alter your neural structure, reinforcing states of peace, joy, and abundance. Progress isn't about one stellar meditation session or a single day of positivity. It's about consistency, choosing again and again to focus on what you want rather than what you don't. Manifestation isn't just about thinking positively, it's about aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Thoughts create feelings, which drive actions, which produce results. If you think positively but harbor fear and doubt, your actions will reflect that discord, yielding matching results. That's why it's crucial to not only envision what you want, but to feel it, embody it, and live as though it's already yours. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions align, you become unstoppable. This work isn't about forcing happiness or denying negative emotions. It's about acknowledging where you are, accepting it, and consciously choosing where you want to go next. Allow yourself to feel sadness, anger, or frustration without resistance, but don't linger there. Acknowledge these emotions, then ask, what would I rather feel instead? How can I move toward that feeling? This is the power of choice. In every moment, you choose your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Focus on what you want, not what you lack. Choose progress, not limitation. Everything in the universe vibrates at different frequencies, and like attracts like. The energy you emit determines what you attract. Stress, worry, and lack draw matching experiences, while peace, joy, and abundance invite corresponding blessings. Raise your vibration through nourishing foods, restful sleep, regular exercise, and practices like meditation. As you elevate your energy, you influence those around you, becoming a beacon of positivity that uplifts others. Life's inherent uncertainty often triggers anxiety, but reframing it reveals its gift. Uncertainty fuels excitement and possibility. Rather than seeking certainty, cultivate trust in yourself, in the universe, in the knowledge that everything unfolds for your highest good. Surrender isn't giving up, it's releasing the need to control. Trust in a higher power, however you define it, and allow yourself to be guided. Often, what comes to you through surrender surpasses what you could achieve through sheer force. Set your intentions clearly, take inspired action, but then let go. Trust the process, just as you trust a planted seed to grow. Your dreams are like that seed, nourish them with intention and care, but trust they're blossoming even if you can't yet see the results. Patience is vital. In our fast-paced world, instant gratification tempts us, but remember, absence of visible change doesn't mean stagnation. Like a seed germinating underground, profound shifts often occur beneath the surface. Trust the timing, enjoy the journey, and celebrate incremental wins along the way. Gratitude accelerates manifestation. Being grateful for what you have opens doors to receive more. Start and end each day with gratitude. Reflect on blessings before rising and review your day with appreciation before sleeping. Throughout the day, actively seek reasons to be grateful. Initially, you might need to dig deep, especially during tough times, but with practice, gratitude becomes instinctive. Soon, you'll notice beauty and blessings everywhere. Take it further by expressing gratitude for things before they materialize. Be thankful for the job you desire as if you already have it, the health you envision as if it's already yours, the relationship you're calling in as if your partner is already beside you. Living in the end result primes you to manifest it. Words carry immense power, they're spells you cast upon your reality. Are you speaking abundance, possibility, and gratitude, or perpetuating lack and limitation? Shift your language to align with your desires. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, try, that's not a priority for me right now. Replace complaints with affirmations. Above all, monitor your self-talk. How you speak to yourself shapes your reality more than anything else. Offer yourself kindness, encouragement, and love. Become your own greatest advocate. Your past doesn't define your future. Yes, past experiences have shaped you, but they don't dictate your potential. Every moment offers a fresh beginning. You're not your mistakes, failures, or limiting beliefs. You're a creator capable of reinvention. Use your past as fuel for growth. What lessons have you learned? How have challenges strengthened you? Reframe your history as a tool for transformation. Self-care sustains this journey. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's essential. Prioritize activities that replenish your energy, whether meditation, exercise, time in nature, or creative pursuits. Schedule self-care as non-negotiable appointments. Nurture your mental and emotional health by consuming uplifting content. engaging in meaningful conversations, and practicing positive affirmations. Treat your mind like a garden, plant seeds of inspiration and watch them flourish. Remember, this work is a journey, not a destination. There will be highs and lows, days of boundless optimism and moments of doubt. That's okay, it's part of being human. Observe fluctuations with compassion and curiosity. On good days, amplify the feeling. On challenging days, be gentle with yourself. Utilize tools like meditation, gratitude, and positive self-talk to recalibrate your energy. Perfection isn't the goal, consistent practice is. Choose thoughts that empower, feelings that uplift, and actions that align with your highest vision. As you commit to this practice, subtle changes will emerge. You'll feel calmer, handle stress better, and notice more joy in daily life. Over time, larger shifts occur. Opportunities arise, people resonate with your energy, and former irritants lose their sting. One day, you'll look around and realize your life has transformed not through struggle, but through relaxation, trust, and expectation. So, starting today, embrace this practice. Relax into life's flow, trust that everything works out for your highest good, and expect miracles not someday, but now. Remember, you are the creator of your reality. Choose wisely. Choose empowerment, joy, and alignment with your highest aspirations. Believe in yourself, because when you do, there's nothing you can't achieve. Go forth, create, relax, trust, expect miracles, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined. The universe is waiting to support you. All you need to do is open yourself to receive. Thank you for joining me on this transformative journey. Every moment is a chance to choose anew, align with your highest self, and craft the life of your dreams. You've got this. Now, go shine your light. The world is ready for your gifts.
So, and this is where now you see that sometimes it's necessary to have this obvious structure and discipline on the one side. But why? Because it's a helpful way to bring out that type of freedom that we say from our tradition. This is the freedom. It's also not the freedom in terms of, especially you walk through clues, many beautiful women. But at home you have like your own women sitting already. Now you could say, well, it's a free world, we're all free, so my wife is at home, but actually I can still flirt around. This is a way of where you say, well, this is freedom. Yeah, but where does this type of freedom lead to? It's leading to suffering.
Yeah.
You're causing suffering by behaving this type of free. No, if you have one wife, you stay with that one wife, that's it.
And you're free from suffering, right?
And you stay free from suffering. But if somebody is tempted too much, if somebody cannot handle his temptation,
he's not free.
No, he's enslaved by temptation. And at some point, this type of behavior is not just going to bring suffering to you, it also brings suffering to everyone that you are involving in. So this is where I say, what type of freedom are you talking about? And the freedom that eventually is going to get onto the costs or is causing suffering to you and other ones, this is not the freedom we want. It's the type of freedom that makes us be able to live together in the community way better. This is the way of freedom. Where I can let you live the life how you like to live it, and you let me live my life how I like to live it. I don't need to tell you your way is wrong, you should live like I do. No, this is not free, this is limited. This is thinking you have the answers to the questions of the universe. Well, you don't, just as like I don't have them. The only thing I'm sharing right now is my observation. I don't say it's right for anyone. I just say until now, everything we talked about, it worked for me. If something is useful from what we have talked about and somebody tries it out and then realize, cool, also works for me, I'm really happy about it. But if somebody says, well, this is not my way of living, I don't share this opinion, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Do you think that transformation can happen without significant challenges or hardships?
No. There is really that simple saying, also fits very well together to what we said in the beginning. Without limitation, there is no progress. Because to realize this is my limit, I don't feel comfortable at this limit. That's why I make that one single step across the line. I cross the line, I cross the limit. That's why you grow. That's why that cycle, that circle of that circle of comfort starts to expand. Yeah? Only if you know where your limits are, you know what is binding you, you know what is holding you down. And that's why that small step, always more, continuously small steps, not big steps. But when this becomes like a part of your lifestyle, that figuring out where's my limit, and one step more. Figuring out where's the limit, next step. Continuously. Automatically what it means is every day you are entering into new frontier. Meaning new area that before that you have never seen before. Why? Because you always stopped at the limit. Because you always stopped at the borderline. Yeah. You cannot share what you don't have. Meaning, make the investment in yourself, dedicate the time really into yourself, and make sure that you really possess something that nobody else out there in the world has it in the way how you have it. There must be something where you are confident about yourself, that you say, I have went to this type of training for so many years, I have practiced so hard, there is no second person in the world who can copy this, who can copy me. They maybe explain it in a different way, but not in my way. So there is something that I have created about myself very, very uniquely. So if you have something like this and you're confident about possessing this, I think this is already like the first very, very important step now to also express it. So, and then when the time is right, when the circumstances are right and the people start to realize and actually also see what you have, then I think you just start now and do your work, do your job and share. But in the beginning, why sometimes maybe you don't have the confidence to do it? Maybe because it's not clear enough yet. If I really want something, the energy must be there. My mind must be there. If my mind is there, my energy is there. Okay? And there we have sometimes these nice Asian sayings. Whatever is important to you, where your heart is, there is the mind. Where the mind is, so where the intention is, there is the energy. Where the energy is, there's the creation. So, if your heart is hanging on something, but your actions are doing something else, that just means your energy and what your heart really wants, they are not merging at all. So the universe doesn't know what do you want, what should the universe give you now. So for me, it's all about alignment. What I feel inside aligns with what I talk, it aligns with what I think, it aligns with what my actions do, it aligns optimally with the proper circumstances. And when everything is aligned, then the energy can just flow. Then it just flows and it just happens. This is for me my understanding when we talk about these type of things, visualizing, sensing, feeling already, contemplating about something. Yeah. So there are other people in this world, they have grown up differently and they ask themselves different questions. But we all live the same life. So which way is the right way? The Western approach or the Eastern approach? No, listen to all of them. And then individually choose what is working for you and what not. It's not just the physicality that is so interesting about this tradition, about these practices. It is especially the question, how does all this physicality, all this practicing of using the body, how does it eventually translate into your mindset, translate into what type of character are you? Do you have patience? Do you have discipline? Do you have willpower? This is the question. Because, you know, when we go to school, for example, there are subjects that we are learning. Mathematics, biology, physics, chemistry, all of these things. These are subjects that we are learning. But every human being has something, we have something inside of us. Some people, you would say, they have discipline, other people, they don't have it. Some people have gratefulness, other people don't have it. Some people have a natural sense of respect, other people don't have it. So the question is it coincidence that you are born with respect or that you are born with discipline, or is these character traits something that actually need to be and can be developed inside the human being? Because if you're disciplined, it doesn't matter what you do afterwards in your life. If you are disciplined, you're gonna have this discipline because it's part of your character. You're gonna carry it on for whatever you are doing. Going to school, going to university, having your first job, building up your own company, doesn't matter what it is. So this is that interesting part, which means what all of these Shaolin practices, for me, the way how I am sharing it since years, what it is about. It is about figuring out what is the core of you as a human being that you can develop, and then afterwards, what you are doing with this core really doesn't matter. Some people make a professional life in sports, other people make a profession by being an entrepreneur, other people, they stay employed, other people build houses, other people build cars. It doesn't really matter. Right now, we can sit here. We call this life. We all wish that now we have life. We hope this life is going to be 70, 80, 90, maybe 100 years long. And after these 100 years, then death can come.
Yeah.
Death and life is not a chronology. Who gives you the guarantee? Not right now. No matter how healthy you're living, you get a heart attack right now. Where's the guarantee?
Well, I don't have one. It is one of my fears.
Yeah. Me, I don't have it either. I don't have the guarantee. I don't know every morning if I wake up. Death is not coming later. Life and death simultaneously at the same time. So using this type of perspective, from my observation and also like sensing into myself, the more you're used or getting used to something, the more habits actually you yourself are starting to develop. So we humans are beings of habit. So the question is, if 20 years long you lived a type of life where there was not a lot of discipline involved, you can still develop it, of course, in the 21st years and onwards. But before that, we have to somehow balance out these 20 years of your habit of being undisciplined. So what it means is, the older you get, the more habits you already have, the more difficult it will become to change any of them. So this is why starting as early as possible is the easiest way to actually program yourself, condition yourself in the right direction of what type of habits, what type of thinking patterns you would like to develop in yourself. Yeah, but the other truth is also, it depends on the openness of the mind eventually. It depends everything on the openness of yourself. So if somebody is 50 years old, but he is still open to life. Open to life means you actually realize about yourself that you know nothing about this lifetime. You have 50 years of human life, yeah, but 50 years is 50 years, yeah. So it really depends on how open are you staying throughout your journey in this lifetime. If you always take care of staying open, there is no limit in terms of how much and how much more are you able to develop yourself. The more limited, the more restricted, the more closed you are, the more you think you are perfect, the less you're gonna change.